Would you like to know why professional staging might not be the best choice when you're trying to sell your home by owner? Well, for starters, it makes buyers feel like they're shopping in an impersonal museum instead of finding their next home.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
So I'm about to show you how $187 spent at your favorite store can outsell $3,000 in professional staging. And the psychology behind this is so powerful that once you understand it, you will never look at home selling the same way again. And here's what nobody's going to tell you about the mental state of buyer. They don't buy houses, they buy futures. Every person walking through your door is carrying this invisible suitcase full of the dreams and where the Christmas tree goes, which room becomes a home office, or how their grandmother's china cabinet is going to fit in the dining room. See, professional staging basically murders all of those dreams with rented furniture. The strategy I'm going to show you, it's like miracle grow for their imagination. Let me tell you about the study that MIT did. See, they tracked the eye movements and brain activity of modern consumers, and the research produced an interesting number, and that's 8 seconds. No, for my friends out in Texas, this has nothing to do with the rodeo. That's how long it takes for a buyer's brain to decide if this could be their next home. Now, whether they'll actually buy it, we don't know. But at this stage, they're just determining internally whether it's even possible. And during those 8 seconds, their brain is doing something absolutely remarkable. It's not evaluating, it's actually projecting. So it's like when you walk into a hotel room and you immediately throw your suitcase on the bed to kind of claim the space. Well, buyers, they need to claim your space emotionally before they'll pursue it financially. And the fastest way to let them claim it is to get the hell out of their way. The 3 things you should never do if you want to sell your house fast. 1, never leave family photos up. Why? Well, because in order to emotionally attach to your home, buyers need a mostly blank canvas to imagine their future lives there, and they can't do it if your knickknacks are in the way. Also, never stage with furniture that they can't afford. It screams, you don't belong here. And never, ever fill your counters with decorative junk. Here's what works instead. Clear 70% of every horizontal surface. The kitchen gets a coffee maker and a bowl full of lemons. Bathrooms get hand soap and 1 white towel. And that empty space will let their imagination just run wild. And suddenly, they're planning Sunday pancakes on your counter because you gave them the room to do it. That's when the offers start to take shape. Now, clearing surfaces handles the imagination part, but you still need to signal quality and cleanliness, especially in rooms that scare buyers the most, like dated bathrooms. Think about the last time you walked into some sketchy ass gas station bathroom versus the time you walked into a bathroom at a nice restaurant. They're the same fixtures in general. I mean, there's a sink and there's a toilet and they're both kind of used for the same thing, but one makes you hover and the other one kind of lets you relax. The difference isn't the brand of the toilet or the type of the toilet, it's the signals. So I want you to mimic that for your bathroom. Think clean grout lines or fresh caulk and organized supplies underneath the sink. The brain of the buyer will process these tiny little details and it will make a massive judgment about the whole space. Hotels figured this out decades ago, which is why they obsess over bathroom presentation, especially in their older properties. Now, here's a hidden trade secret that helps buyers see past your dated bathroom for less than a night out with your friends. Get 5 white towels on Amazon for about $47 last I checked. Get $12 in supplies from Home Depot, like a grout pen and some fresh white caulk. I've brought this up before and I'm bringing it up again because buyers obsess over grout and caulk lines because dirty edges scream neglect louder than old fixtures ever could. People expect fixtures to age, but they don't like to see dirt and disorder. So you spend an hour on Saturday morning refreshing those lines until every one of them is crisp and white. And display those towels just like a hotel would. 3 rolled in a basket and the rest hanging with military precision. This $59 refresh completely changes the nature of the bathroom story from, wow, this needs a total gut job, to, yeah, it's a little bit vintage, but at least it's maintained. I've watched this exact setup transform a bathroom from something that buyers felt they must renovate right away to thinking, it'll do for a few more years. And while the bathroom trick works great, I discovered something even weirder that makes buyers fall in love with your house. There's this weird psychokinetic research out there that talks about how our bodies trick our brains constantly. For example, if you're holding a hot cup of coffee, you actually judge the person you're speaking with as warmer and friendlier. No idea why. Or they showed that when you sit in a hard chair during negotiations, you actually have a tendency to become a tougher negotiator. It's wild, but your physical sensations literally change your emotional state in real time. Now, what if we could take advantage of that reality for your house showings? What if your house physically interact with buyers instead of just passively sitting there? Or what if it could just actually acknowledge them? Well, I'm really glad you asked. There's this weird Costco hack that actually makes buyers feel like your home chose them. So you pick up a 6-pack of those motion detecting LED puck lights for like $30. And here's the psychological genius as to how we're going to implement them. You're going to use them to create what's called a discovery ladder, where each light they find makes them invest more emotionally in your house. It's wild. Hear me out. When they open the coat closet and it lights up, they're curious and they kind of feel welcomed. And when the pantry does the same thing, they now become impressed. But when they get to that impossible to see corner cabinet and it lights up too to show them, well, now they're just seeking and finding acceptance in their next home instead of problem hunting for all the things that are wrong with it. See, by the time they find the 6th light, they're not even thinking of the other homes anymore. They're on this path and they're playing a game that they now want to win. And the prize is getting to live in a place that has made them feel so accepted. And I had one buyer experience this and they told me it felt like the house was showing off just for them. And if you can make all of the people who see your home feel that way, well, that's exactly when multiple offers start happening. So we've got their eyes and we've got their sense of interaction working for us, but there's one more sense that's even more powerful. Do you know that trite old agent advice to bake cookies to arouse appetites in buyers before an open house? Well, I have to admit, science says that they're onto something, but they're doing it wrong. You see, it's not about making people hungry. It's actually about hijacking the only sense that completely bypasses the logical thinking center of the brain. When you smell something, those molecules don't take the scenic route through the reasoning center. They sprint directly to your emotional command center. And tons of us have experienced this. I remember the smell of pineapples brings me back to a vacation I was on. It's like having a secret back door to the buyer's feelings. But again, most people completely blow this opportunity by overdoing it. Most sellers don't realize that smell can help to close deals before buyers even see the kitchen. Here's the neuroscience behind it. You have an olfactory bulb and it sits in very close proximity to your amygdala. Now the amygdala is where emotions live in your brain. Every other one of the 5 senses has to take the long way around through the processing center to get to your feelings in your brain, but not the sense of smell. So how do we then take advantage of this? Well, 20 minutes before showings, light some vanilla candles and then blow them out. Don't leave, we don't want to leave them burning into some infernal vanilla nightmare, okay? Or try the cookie sheet trick. You can take a drop of vanilla extract, put it in a warm oven, but here's what matters. It's gotta be subtle. Overwhelming vanilla will scream that I'm trying to cover up that I'm a cat lady. But ghost vanilla says, look, you found your next home, welcome. And the goal is that night when they're home comparing houses, yours gets filed under, well, the one that just felt right, not the one that gave me vanilla PTSD. So we've covered sight, we've covered touch, and then smell. But here's something else that's a little bit crazy about how buyers think. They're supposedly looking at your roof or your HVAC system, even your foundation, like all the big ticket items, right? Wrong. Their subconscious is running a completely different program. It's scanning for cues about whether you're the type of person who fixes things before they break, and their brain weighs these tiny visual cues around 1,000 times heavier than any inspection report, which is why even the smallest details can have the biggest impacts on their offer. And here's a $12 trick that's going to build so much buyer confidence they stop looking for problems to beat you over the head with during the due diligence process. Step number 1, pick up a stack of furnace filters at Home Depot. Step number 2, engage in some playful psychological warfare. You install a new filter and write today's day on it with a black Sharpie right where they'll see it if they open the utility closet. Then you leave 2 backup filters sitting right there on the shelf, still in the wrapper, and boom, just like that, you are Bob frickin' Vila, or actually probably Norm. Bob didn't do any work. Anyway, here's the icing on the cake. You leave that uncapped Sharpie sitting right next to the filters like you literally just finished writing that. Well, that uncapped Sharpie tells a story, and it goes like this. We are diligent about our maintenance. We just did this maintenance 5 minutes ago, and we forgot to put the cap back on. The goal here is to trigger a psychological belief in the buyer that's called the halo effect. And that's where one good thing makes everything seem even better. You see, most homeowners, they almost never change their filters, let alone keep backups on hand. Gross, disgusting, I get it, I know. But when buyers see this setup, they automatically think, well, man, if these people are on top of something this small, they've probably fixed the big things too. They clearly care about this home. They probably service the HVAC on schedule and clean the gutters. Heck, they probably did all those invisible maintenance things that I'm worried about. It's $12 that changes their entire perception from what are these sellers hiding to, wow, I think these people took really good care of this place. And that's the power of visible maintenance. It builds confidence in everything they can't see.
My take, wounded in action, then. Wounded in action, sometime Afghanistan, nowhere robbed.
Now, let me show you how to pull all of these psychological triggers together in one Saturday morning. So here's your battle plan. Starts at 7 a.m. while the coffee is brewing. Yes, the coffee is not optional. Get it done. I want you to clear every horizontal surface in the house to that magic 70% number that we talked about. By 8 o'clock, I want you either doing your Amazon list, hidden at Costco, Home Depot, Walmart, I don't care where you go, but we need white towels, vanilla candles, probably some lemons for the kitchen. Do not forget those motion sensor puck lights, and don't forget the furnace filters, the grout pen, and the caulk. By the time you get home, maybe it's 11 o'clock, I want you to install just like we talked about. By 4 p.m., you need to walk through your home just like a skeptical buyer would. Your total investment here should be less than $200. The total time, one Saturday. Now I want you to compare that to professional staging at $3,000 that makes buyers feel like they're trespassing in a model home.
I don't think about you at all.
You're not decorating. You're creating psychological triggers that make buyers want to compete for your home. That's the difference. The real secret isn't making your house look perfect. Nobody wants perfection, and if they do, they're in the wrong world. It's making buyers feel perfect in your house. Do you understand that? They're not looking for perfection. Buyers want to feel perfect in your house. And that's the difference between sitting on the market and starting a bidding war. And it all starts with understanding that buyers are not shopping for houses. They're shopping for futures. And your job, dear homeowner, is to ensure that you've done everything you could in your power to ensure that they can see theirs.